Hey everybody. All right, today you're going to need paper, some pencils. If you all are using your notebooks, you can get your notebooks. Okay? And if you did not watch the first video, I want you to stop here, go back to that first video that I sent today, and I want you to watch that particular video first. Okay? Because this is video number 2. So if you did not watch the first video, stop here. All right? Go back and watch the first video. I want us to learn all that we can learn. So I want you all to watch the first video first. If you already watched the first video, you already know, excuse me, that particular video taught us about integers. And Ms. Durham is going to write notes, and I want you all to take notes too on your papers. Integers. And from the video, we learned that integers in math really mean positive and negative numbers. So positive, and as always, my writing, you all, and negative numbers. And we know this is the symbol for numbers, right? So integers, okay, really means positive and negative numbers, right? And also, you are learning about how to order them on a number line. So Ms. Durham's going to draw a number line, and I want you to do the same, right? So here, let's draw a number line. And usually, not always, in the middle here, we have 0 when we're dealing with integers, right? On the right side of the number line, we have our positive numbers. On the left side of the number line, we have our negative numbers. I want to go ahead and name this number line because this number line goes from left to right. I want to name this number line east and west, okay? And you'll find out why in a couple more lessons. Why it would make sense in a couple more lessons. So the reason I'm naming it east and west because it flows from left to right. So we're going to name this number line east and west. East and west, okay? Now, let's begin to plot our numbers, all right? Since positive numbers go on the right side, this becomes a positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, and if I could fit, I would fit a positive 5. And we know negative numbers, they are plotted on the left. So this would be a negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, okay? So the thing I want you to remember about those number lines that flow east to west or left to right, positive numbers are plotted on the right side, negative numbers are plotted on the left. Now, butterflies, sometimes you'll run into number lines and they don't run east and west. These particular number lines run north and south, up and down, okay? So I'm going to name this number line north and south because it flows up and down, right? Now, with that particular number line, the origin should be in the middle, 0. Where do you think the negative numbers belong? At the bottom or at the top? Or do you think the negative numbers belong here and then positive numbers down here? Which one do you think? So, just like in the video when he talked about sea level, everything below sea level was a negative number. So negative numbers belong at the bottom, you all. Negative numbers. And then everything above sea level was a positive number. So positive integers, they are plotted at the north part of the number line, and negative integers, they're plotted at the south part of the number line, below sea level. And you can look at this as sea level, the 0 mark. Okay? So let's get ready to plot. All right, here would be, let me get a pen, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, right? Negative numbers go below sea level. Our positive numbers belong on top. This would be positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, and if I could fit a positive 5, I would fit a positive 5. So the thing here to understand is that when you have a number line that runs north and south, okay, you know that the negative numbers go towards the bottom on the other side of the origin or the 0. Okay, and positive numbers are plotted at the top above the origin or the 0. Okay, very, very, very good. So let me take you back and let's talk about, I think it's here. Let's practice, and I want us to practice writing some number lines, right? You all need to practice. I want us to practice a little bit. I actually made this video and then I ran out of storage on my iPad, so now I have to remember what I said the first time here. Let's practice writing number lines, and I want this particular number line to include -7 through +7. Okay, so let's practice. I want you all to draw your number line, right? And usually zeros in the middle, usually, not always you all, but usually, right? And we know that positive numbers are on this side, negative numbers are on this side of the number line, right? All right, so we have to go all the way to +7 on the positive side, and on the negative side, we have to plot all the way to -7. Okay, so here I'll plot +7. This is +1, +2, +3, and I want to remind us +4. Sometimes if you just see the number 5, the number 6, the number 7, you can assume that it's positive because it doesn't have a negative integer in front of it. Okay, so sometimes they won't put the positive symbol, +5, +6, +7. They'll just put the number 7, the number 6, the number 5. When they do that, or when you see that in math, please know that it's automatically considered positive because it doesn't have a negative integer in front of it. Okay, so let's go on the other side. We need to plot our -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. Oh, I said stop at -7. Sorry. Okay, so we've plotted everything that we need to plot. The instructions said include -7 through +7, right? Let's try another one. This time, let's try one with north and south. This particular number line should include why is it writing? Include, let's do -5 through +3. Okay, so let's draw the number line. This time I'm going to do a north. I want us to draw or practice with a north-south number line, right? Up and down, okay? So I'm going to put my origin here, 0, and you do the same. Now we know that positive numbers go above sea level, above the 0, above the origin, and negative numbers go below sea level. Okay, so that's below the origin, below sea level, below the 0, right? All right, so let's plot. I have to include on the negative side all the way to -5, and on the positive side -3. Because -5 is here first, I'll do that first, right? This is -1. Now I'll use green. -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, now I have to plot, or make sure I plot on the positive side of the line, +3, all the way through +3. So this is +1, +2, +3. We need to practice, you all, and it'll make a whole bunch of sense when we go into plotting on coordinate grids or coordinate planes. And Ms. Dorn wants to make sure you all have a basic understanding of integers before we go into that. Okay, it makes it a lot easier for you all to grasp the concept. So let's practice this, right? I want you all to practice on your own. And I think I have some practice problems already written up for us. Let me see if I still have it on my paper. I hope so. Oh, no. Maybe not. Oh, no. I'll try one more time. Okay, so maybe I don't. I'll see if I can come up with them again. And you all can pause the video if you like, so that you can copy them down. All right. So for the first practice number line, I want the first one to include -7 through +5. Okay. And then this one should be a east and west number line. Okay. The next one, practice number line number 2. It should include +4 through -4. And this one should be a north-south number line, up and down number line. Let's look at number line number 3. It should include a +10 through -6. And then that one should be your choice. You get to choose whether you want it to be a north-south number line or an east-west number line. Left, right, or up and down. It's up to you. And then the last one, number 4, will be the hardest. Or I don't want to say hard, challenging. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit, buddies. Okay, so this one should include, and this one you will use on the next part of the assignment, which we'll talk about in just a second. Include -17 through +20. Okay, so pause it here if you need to. Practice those number lines. A lot of you all doing really good with sending the pictures. Devea, thumbs up. Nancy, thumbs up. Ariana, thumbs up. Juliet, I'm waiting on you. What happened? Get back into it, buddy. Everybody's doing really good with their check-in questions. Good job, Steven. Good job, Ariana. Ileana, good job. Very good, you all. If somebody checks on Valentina, that would be perfect. I hope she's okay. Good job. So everybody's doing a really great job. So keep up with your study out assignments and also your check-in assignments and your math assignments. I want to make sure that we stay smart. Okay. And hopefully this thing will be over whenever God says it's over, you all. Okay. So here, pause it here, do the video. Ms. Durham's going to move on to the next part of the assignment. So I'll see you when you come back. All right, so since you all have your last number line, and my iPad is not that wide, so I'll get as many integers on this number line as I can, you all, okay? We're going to start at 0, negative, this is +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay. Now, just like in the Math Antics video, he was trying to explain to us that as we go this way on the number line, the values get bigger, right? Because 1 is bigger than 0, but 2 is bigger than 1 and 0. 3 is bigger than 2. 4 is bigger than 3, is bigger than 2, is bigger than 1, is greater than. So 5 is greater than 4. So as we move this way on the number line, okay, the values get bigger. Value is bigger. And you're going to need to take notes, okay, so your brain will log it in. So this would be the greater than side. Greater than. Okay. Now, the other side is a little different, you all. sweetie pies. Even though the numbers get bigger as we move this way, 1, 2, 3, and we've learned earlier in our lives that 4 is bigger than 3, 5 is bigger than 4. But when you're dealing with integers, that's not the case. It's kind of like the opposite. So here, on this side, -1 is bigger than -2. It has a higher value. -2 is greater than -3. It has a higher value. -4, even though we've learned 4 is a higher number than 3, when you're dealing with integers, it's not. 4 is less than 3, okay? 5 is less than 4. A -6 is less than -5. A -7 is less than -6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, okay? So as we move this way on the number line, I'll use green. Okay, on the number line, we go to less than numbers. The value gets smaller. It decreases. And if you want to, you can think of it as, let's say we had $10. And I had to, because negative integers are just like subtracting. I had to do a -4 or subtract 4, right? And the answer would be what? 10 minus 4 equals what? 6. Good. But what if we had the same $10? Okay. And I had to add a negative integer, which is just like subtraction. Okay. And I would subtract a -5, or add a -5 here. 10 minus 5 equals 5. I have less money, okay, when I subtracted the integer. So that put me even more in a negative space than I did with the -4. Okay, I have more money here at the end with that. That kind of, sort of, little bit explain it. Just a little tiny bit. But what you really need to know and understand, you all here, is that as we move this way, okay, it's like subtraction. And you all are subtracting bigger amounts. Okay. So I want us to compare some of our integers, right? If I were to compare, let me write it down here. -5 compared to a -2. And you know, when we talk about comparing math, it's greater than, less than, or equal to, right? So is -5 greater than, less than, or equal to a -2? I can look at the number line. -5 is here on the number line. -2 is here, going towards the place where the numbers get bigger. I know that -2 is greater than -5. So in this number sentence, -5 is less than a -2. Okay. If we had a number sentence that said +2 and they compared to a -2, right? I'm going to look at my number line. +2 is on this side of the number line. -2 is here. So +2 has to be greater than a -2. So then I would put greater than. Okay. Now, what if I had a problem or expression or a number sentence that said -5 compared to -6? I'll take a look at my number line. -5 is closer to where the numbers get bigger, so -5 is greater than -6, right? Okay, I want us to do some practice problems. Okay, something just popped up. What if you have 0? Oh boy. What if you're comparing 0 compared to a -7? I'm going to take a look at the number line. 0 is here. -7 is going this way on the number line, and I know that that's less than, so -7 will be less than 0. So -7 is less than 0. Okay, so I hope I didn't miss too much, you all. This is the second time I recorded a video. I feel like I missed a little bit, but I will make it up on the next video. I want you all to do some practice problems. Okay, so let me see if I still have those. I think they're here. Yes, very good. Okay, take a screenshot if you need to, but I want you all to do these compare and contrast problems. No, not compare and contrast. These compare. Now I'm skipped over to reading. These compare problems in math. -7 compared to -5. Number 2, +3 compared to +2. -3 compared to +3, and so on and so forth. You have 10 of them, you all. Thank you for being patient with Miss Durham. Don't forget that they're still serving lunches and I think breakfast at the school from 9 to 12. Go up and get as many as you need. I'm still working on how to get workbook pages out to us. I think they're going to help us out and find a way. So when they let me know, I'll let you all know. Everybody stay safe. Have fun with your family. Plenty of love, everybody. And please pray. I want to be back in school. You all should want to be back soon enough, buddies. We can't stay out forever, and I pray that everything turns out way more than okay with the coronavirus situation. All right, see you, everybody. Don't forget to send a pic of the work assignment.